think we're good. How you guys doing? All right, you guys, how you guys doing? It is Sunday and it's beautiful in New Jersey. We are heading to my very first Phillies game. Alex been to a Phillies game before, or to a baseball game, but this is my first baseball game ever. So I'm super excited. So I just wanted to jump on while we're in some traffic and we're heading to Philadelphia. And I want to just talk about what is most important, you know, marriage or your children. Who do you put first? Do you struggle with that? Is there a place in your marriage where you have to think about, oh man, am I spending too much time with my husband? I'm neglecting the children. Or am I spending too much of my time with the children and I'm neglecting my husband? So what is the order of this thing? And I can tell you guys from personal experience, been married 22 years. You know, for those who don't know us, we're the Parris family. Let me introduce myself real quick. Natasha Parris, I'm Mama Bear, the mother of 6 amazing children. And this is Daddy Bear here, Alex. He has to keep his eyes on the road. But yes, so we're talking about, you know, what is the order? Who comes first? The marriage or the children? All right. So again, after being married for 22 years, you guys, I can tell you the first, I would say, I don't know, let my husband tell a story. After maybe around year 10, I started getting this probably like understanding, okay? Getting an understanding, getting some wisdom about, you know, my husband comes before my kids. I struggled with that a lot, and many of you that know my story knows that, you know, growing up, I've always wanted to be a mother. That was my dream, you know. Graduating high school, I never thought about going to college. That was not my thing. I just wanted to have children. I wanted to mother some kids because my mother wasn't there. My biological mother wasn't there for me. So I just had this yearning, this desire to be a mom. Let me take my shades off so you guys can see my eyes. So I had this desire to become a mom. And so when I had the children, you know, I put so much of my time, so much of my energy, so much of my resources, so much of my attention on the children that I neglected this man over here. And I could tell you, it cost me, okay? It cost us in our marriage, it cost us in our family, because I did not have the order, the proper order right. And the proper order is first self, okay? Like if we really want to talk about it, if we want to get deep into it, the proper order is self. You have to put yourself first, you know. And I did that too. I messed up on that too, you know. At a point in my marriage, I would put my husband's needs before my own, and I would spend so many years worrying about him, and I neglected myself, and it cost me as well. So the proper order is this. The proper order is self, okay, because you have to look at self, take ownership, take full responsibility of yourself. And then if you're married, your spouse comes next, okay? Your spouse comes next. And after your spouse, okay, you make sure your spouse is good, then the children. Not saying you have to neglect your children, not saying that you have to put your children to the side and forget about your kids, but the order, the proper order, kingdom order, is that your spouse comes before your children, all right? And what I found having, you know, my first set, which are 21, 17, and 15, I found that these kids actually grow up, okay? So if you're there, you're spending so much time, you know, taking care of your kids, and there's nothing wrong with that, but you're not, you know, coming in harmony or balance with how much time you're spending with your spouse, it's going to hurt your marriage. It's going to hurt your relationship, and it happened to us. So I can confidently say and confidently teach on this subject because now I understand the mistakes that I made in my marriage. All right. Early on, I made this mistake in my marriage. I neglected my husband, spent the majority of my time with my children. I was not intentional about date night. I was not intentional about doing this kind of stuff here. It was all like, okay, what are we going to do with the kids? What are we going to do with the kids? What are we going to do with the kids? You know, the children had this practice. The children had to go here. The children had to go there. And by the time it was time for our time, I was exhausted. Yeah, I was literally exhausted, and it hurt us. So I can tell you now that the order, the proper order is self first. Take care of self. You know, save yourself first. You got to put the mask on first so you can help somebody else, right? And then you take care of your spouse. You tend to your spouse. You make sure they're getting the proper attention, because what's going to happen, marriage is hard enough as it is. You know, if that spouse is not getting the attention that he or she needs, right? Now you're leaving room, okay? You're leaving room for trouble. You're leaving that open door, and that open door doesn't have to be a gaping space. It doesn't have to be a huge door. You know, your adversary, all the enemy needs is just a little room, okay? And that little room could be the fact that, listen, my spouse is not spending enough time with me, so now let me go get attention somewhere else. Come on, somebody, right? My spouse is not giving me, you know, what I need, you know, at home. She's always occupied with the kids. All right, so now let me jump on the internet and find someone to talk to. Come on, if we're having a real conversation today, right? And that's what happens. You know, we allow these little cracks in our relationship, in our marriages, right? Just small little cracks, just little things that can be tweaked and fixed, but we allow them to happen, and then now, you know, we're sitting, you know, at a place where we're talking about divorce. And it's just these little things that happens in our marriage that we don't tend to, and then, you know, we allowed this gap to start happening in our marriage. And it all stemmed from my spouse was not giving me attention. My spouse spent too much time with the children and forgot about me. All right? So I just want to encourage you guys today to have some of this time. You know, leave the kids at home, let them get their life. All right, they're gonna be okay. Get them a babysitter, find somebody to watch them, take them to grandma's house, take them to grandpa's house, drop them off at auntie or cousin's house, right? And you go and spend time, quality time, where you can be focused, all right, and with your spouse, and just have a good time. So that's what we're going to do, right? We're headed to Philly. What bridge is this? Yeah, we're heading over the Walt Whitman Bridge now. So that's all I wanted to encourage you guys with that. Oh, husband has something.
Yeah, but also too, when you're spending time with your spouse, you gotta go ahead and put away the electronic devices.
Oh, this is the thing. Yeah.
Because you can go spend time with your spouse and still not be engaged.
Right.
All right. The whole thing's about being engaged. What first got you together to begin with, right? So that's what you should be still doing.
That's right.
And the phone didn't get you together.
That's good.
The electronics didn't get you together. It was that time that you spent actually going out on dates, actually conversating to find out who the person you are, who the person you're with.
That's right. That's right.
So you definitely have to do the same thing again, over and over, but when you actually go out.
That's right. That's right. Absolutely.
It's always about consistency.
That's right. That's
if you want your marriage to remain flourish, you got to continue to do the same things that you did when you first got involved.
That's right. That's good.
Right?
That's good, you guys. That's good. So that's what I'm going to do. So when I get to the game, I won't be on my phone, except I have to take pictures. Of course, he knows that I have to take pictures. But I'm going to be focused and honed into our personal time. All right, so you guys, we love you. One more invite. I want to ask you guys to, if you have not registered to the All In Family Conference in Jacksonville, Florida, November 18th, we implore you to do that, okay? We're flying down to Jacksonville. That's our hometown, and we're gonna pour into families. That's what we do. We're called to it, okay? I'm passionate about families, all right? I'm passionate about building healthy families. So if you have not registered, I'll post the link here in the comments. Go ahead and register. If you're in Jacksonville, I must see you. I must see you in the place. All right, you guys have a fabulous Sunday, and until next time from the Parrises, bye-bye.